Guys Talking Fights, episode 6. What up, motherfuckers? We're guys, and we're here. We're going to talk motherfucking fights. But before we talk about the fights, a little bit of Bellator stuff, mostly UFC shit. Me and Ryan got to take a shot of hot sauce. I have to take one because my phone went off in the last podcast. So,
Go ahead
and check your phone there, buddy. Zach, yours is...
I'm perfect.
Always on vibrate.
He's always perfect.
I'm perfect. All right, man. Whatever.
All right, it's September 30th.
Say, bro.
There was previous fights last weekend. There's going to be fights next weekend.
Yep. Tell everyone why you have to take a shot of hot sauce.
So I'm taking a shot of hot sauce again because of another fighter that his last name starts with an H. Last time it was Heinisch, lost. This time I put a shot of hot sauce on Hermansson beating Jared Cannonier. Jared Cannonier fucked up Hermansson.
Oh, yeah, baby. Cannonier fucked him up. By the way, called it. You also went with Kill a Gorilla.
I was wrong again.
Dude. Cannonier.
The Gorilla.
Cannonier looks fucking fantastic.
Dude.
Yeah.
He has found his weight class, 185. That's where he's going to stay. He is fucking people up. He has 3 fights at 185 and three finishes.
Yeah.
3 fights, 3 finishes, dude.
Yeah. He looks very
I
impressive.
mean,
Obviously, Anderson Silva is a little over the hill at this point.
sure.
But it's
We said
still
that
an
last time,
impressive
too.
win.
But impressive win, yeah.
Still an impressive win.
But Jack Hermansson, man, that's a tough motherfucker, and he...
What's impressive to me is he went to
Jesus.
Brazil and beat a Brazilian legend. He went to Copenhagen, Denmark, and beat a Denmark guy, the hometown guy. So he doesn't fold under pressure. He looks really good. So let's get this shit out of the way.
Okay, yeah.
Ready?
You two have fun.
Ready? Oh, by the way, here, show them what we're... show them real quick what we're taking a shot of.
So we are going to be chugging Merzetta
Not chugging,
hot sauce.
taking a shot of.
Taking
I
a
don't
shot.
I don't
Taking
want
a
to
shot
die.
of California hot sauce. Taking that right there.
There it is.
Boom.
I'm not going to lie to preface it. It's not the hottest hot sauce, but it's very, very flavorful, and it's definitely hot.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Me neither. Honestly, this is way more...
The Franks were...
Way more than I meant to put in.
The Franks, last time I took a shot of that I felt it for 24 hours. But fuck it. Let's just do it. Have fun.
I'll
Cheers,
fill
dog.
while you guys are doing that shit.
Okay.
So, Jared Cannonier just fought Jack Hermansson.
Oh.
Cannonier, number 9. Hermansson, number 5. You have to figure Hermansson will drop. I don't figure it'll be too much. You do have Weidman fighting in just a couple weeks. So we'll see what happens with those two.
Over the coughing.
Cannonier
Anymore.
just beat Anderson Silva not too long ago. Anderson Silva not long before that beat by Israel Adesanya, who not long before that takes out Derek Brunson.
Fucking A.
So I would think with Cannonier taking out Hermansson that he would jump.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's behind Derek Brunson. I would think he'd jump him.
He was what was Cannonier going
9.
into that fight? 9? And
9.
Hermansson was 4?
5.
5. I say he jumps up to maybe 6 or 7, 6. I don't think he goes to... he could go to 5. We've seen that before where the guys literally just like switch.
I think he's in 5.
I don't think, but
He
that's the
goes to
thing.
5.
I don't think Hermansson will fall much. I still think he's really good.
Maybe Hermansson goes to
Yeah.
7 or 8.
You just have Cannonier
Who's below
flop
Cannonier?
into
Who
that
was
5th
10?
spot. Ian Heinisch.
Fuck
Heinisch?
him.
And Uriah Hall randomly. I know Uriah Hall just won a fight, but it's
Yeah,
still...
he just...
It's a little weird for a guy
Switch
that's
this
almost
up. We're
50-50
talking
to
about
be
this
ranked in the top 15.
The fact Jacare lost to Hermansson and then Hermansson loses, now it's just like, it's weird.
Yeah, I agree.
This is
with
going to
you
be
on
a
that.
weird question. Is Jacare the same as Ronaldo Souza?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
Jacare Souza. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Same guy.
Yeah.
Jacare
he's-
is going to be moving up,
he's
by the
ahead
way,
of
to 205 now. He's done it.
Really?
He's going to fight Jan Blachowicz.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't
I'm looking
realize
forward to
that
that.
was at a different
Me too.
weight
That's a
class.
fucking exciting-ass fight.
Interestingly, Jan Blachowicz just welcomed Luke Rockhold to 205, so I guess he's like
Yeah,
the
and
gatekeeper
broke his
for
jaw.
middleweights. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've said it before in other podcasts. I'll say it again right now. Jan is my sleeper in that division, even though he's like up there in rank, but no one ever talks about him. He's my sleeper.
I agree.
I love him.
I agree.
Anyway, so yeah, Cannonier looked fucking great. It was a TKO, round 2. Hermanson, he took him down. Cannonier got right back up. He's so fucking strong.
And
He
fast.
catches him. Yeah, dude, let's talk about how he ended that. Zach, you even said you didn't even see the punch.
No,
and at first
you
I
couldn't
didn't
see
know
it.
what you meant. I'm like, what do you, and like, yeah,
Yeah.
uppercut.
It's a 6-inch
it's so
uppercut.
small. Yeah.
That is just,
small.
and I
Pretty
mean,
small
it's
punch, man.
it's as Hermanson's changing levels, so it's a little bit of that. It's a little bit of he walks himself right into it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, it's so fast. It's such a short, fast punch,
Crazy.
and it obviously doesn't knock him clean out because he jumps on him. But the thing about that, he jumps on him. There was not a single wasted punch in that ground and pound, not one. It was calculated. It was accurate. It was just. He just finished him. He destroyed him once they got to the ground.
And Hermanson didn't just pop right up. He laid on the ground for a while. He was hurt.
Yeah, after they called the fight.
He was real hurt. He was real hurt.
Agreed.
I don't think he was all there for the last 45 seconds of that fight. I really don't.
No.
He was covering up his face and just trying not to get punched anymore.
Yep. Who do you guys think Cannonier maybe gets next? Anything at all, and then we'll move on.
At middleweight, maybe Gastelum.
You got Gastelum fighting in just a few weeks. You got him fighting Darren Till.
True.
That'll be fun. We'll see who wins that fight. Joel Romero.
He's moving up to 205.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Weidman moved up to 205. Jacare moved up to 205.
Yeah, not a lot left. I mean, Derek Brunson, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, just like run
That'd
around.
that'd be fighting down, I guess.
Cannonier?
He always could.
I guess
mean,
he could take winner of Till and Gastelum, or
I was either gonna
loser?
say. Well, actually, I guess they already kind of gave Paulo Costa the next shot at Adesanya. They've already said like after this fight that Costa's
Dude,
gonna get
Cannonier
there.
and Paulo Costa.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I don't care about rankings and all that shit, and like,
Well, he'd be right there. Paulo Costa's third or second, I guess, behind Adesanya.
I don't care, dude. Yeah. Oh, I want to see that. It's official. That's what I want to see.
I want to see that too.
Make it happen. Fuck yeah, Paulo
Well, that's
Costa.
the thing, though.
Cannonier,
Paulo Costa has
Jesus.
so much. He doesn't like Adesanya. He really doesn't like Adesanya.
Okay,
So he's
great.
He said
Good for
he
him.
wants Adesanya to win this fight just so he can fight him.
Okay.
'Cause he
well,
wants the-
well, Robert Whittaker's
wants to
going to
fight for
win,
a
so I mean, whatever. Does he still want to fight him after he loses this weekend?
He's not gonna lose though.
Motherfuckers.
We'll do some previews of next week's fights.
We will. Let's talk about this guy who really impressed me and Ryan. Zach, you didn't give a fuck about him, really.
No.
You said you didn't care because you didn't.
His
It was
opponent
the guy-
wasn't
yeah, go
anything
ahead.
to. Marco Madsen
Yeah.
wasn't
Hometown
Yes,
hero
yep.
from Denmark.
Yep, an
Olympic silver medalist
Yep, from
in
Denmark.
wrestling. And, dude, took him out in what?
It was quick.
In about a minute.
Minute or 2
It was
minutes.
quick. He was strong. It was reminiscent of Habib, only in that he just held him down and just kept weighing on him once he was down there.
Just dirty ground and pound. Finished him.
It's typical great wrestling. That's fine.
Sure.
It's just
A lot of wrestlers, though, they'll get down you. They'll just hold position. He just went right to work.
Yep.
That's what I liked. That's what
Yep.
impressed me.
Yep.
As soon as he got him down, he started landing elbows, landing punches. He just fucking went right for the finish. I liked it.
Looking at his stats, I was a little concerned with his age because he's 35 years old.
35.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, he's a little bit up there, maybe just a little bit past his prime. But you made a good point that he's an Olympian wrestler, just like Yoel, who's up there in age as well. And
I'm telling you, man, those Olympians, they fucking take really good care of their bodies. They know how to take care of themselves, and they have for a long time. They've been something that when you're in the Olympics, man, like no fucking around. Also, obviously, like super hard drug testing, all that type of shit. Like you get the best fucking treatment and shit anywhere. Like
he didn't
fighting
look
for your country.
He didn't look like a 35-year-old. He moved fast. I thought that was really good ground and pound, and I was impressed with him. The other guy didn't really get a chance to really show what he had. Belloretto, or what his name is?
Belluato.
The Italian guy. And so,
Yeah, that guy.
I mean, that guy didn't impress me, but Madsen, I'd watch him. Lightweight's stacked, though. Lightweight is stacked. So that's
Yes.
going to be a tough division, but we'll see how he does.
That was his debut. He looked good. Like we'll just see, someone to keep an eye on. I thought he looked brutal. He looked violent. He looked strong. He looked driven. He was fucking pumped when he got the win, which naturally would be, but he was.
Martin Kampman.
He impressed me.
Martin
I like
Kampman is one of his coaches too. Martin Kampman is
There
a
you go.
former UFC fighter, a veteran of the UFC.
Yep,
So
that's a good coach to have.
That's cool.
That whole lightweight division is going to beat the shit out of each other, though.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
We'll go on to the next one. We had Gunnar Nelson
It's a who's who.
got defeated, 3-round decision by Gilbert
Yep.
Burns.
Yep.
I would say that was,
Nelson took a knee and never, ever recovered.
yeah,
He didn't look the same after that.
yeah, I agree with that. It wasn't the most, exciting fight
No,
necessarily.
it was a
wasn't the most dynamic fight.
It was fairly boring, even by
pretty-
Gunnar Nelson standards.
I guess you could call it boring. It was a lot more technical than you would expect. A little bit of
Especially
grappling
with
and
the
wrestling
stand-up,
here and there.
I was expecting
for
way
sure.
more grappling than there was.
You were expecting more grappling?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first round they didn't do much.
Especially after that knee landed, I figured Gunnar was going to take him down and try and submit him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely thought so. I know Gilbert's jiu-jitsu, if I'm not wrong, but
He is.
even still, Gunnar's got some creative submissions of his own. So
Yeah,
the one thing that I really liked at the beginning, which they did talk about on the telecast a little bit, was how he chains stuff together, Gunnar Nelson, where
Yeah.
it's not just punches and kicks, it's a punch into a takedown attempt, and just so he's fun to watch when he gets going, but.
Yep.
He
Yeah,
took that knee fairly early, and
Yeah, I
then
feel
just
like Gilbert Burns kind of just
got
shut him
cloudy.
down. You know, he wasn't able to do
Yeah,
what I think a lot of people usually expect him to do in his fights.
They
I bet on him.
UFC usually features Gunnar
Sorry.
Nelson whenever they fight in Europe and
Yeah.
fighting in Copenhagen.
As they should.
Yeah, I could see how
Makes
they
sense.
featured him.
Big
So
star. He's an exciting guy to watch.
I feel like if Gilbert Burns fought somebody else, Gilbert Burns probably wasn't going to be on the main card. So, I mean, I know I
Okay.
counted him out. I think you counted him out.
I didn't think he was going to
believe
win.
I went for
Yeah,
Gunnar.
so everyone pretty much counted him out. So, good for him.
Didn't know much about the guy, so
Yeah.
another one to watch. He looked good.
I think
Not the
he's-
most exciting
I don't want to
fight,
say older,
he looked
but he's
good.
definitely not one of these up-and-comer guys either.
Not as
Yep.
prospect or nothing.
No.
Next fight on the main card, dude. This one, guys, this one hit me deep because
Khalil Roundtree.
man, I've been he's my fighter right now. He's my boy right now, Khalil
Yeah.
Roundtree, and he got finished in the first round. Iwan Kutalaba, man, he's a beast.
The Hulk.
I got to give it to him. The Hulk, yeah. He got him up against the cage, took him down, started landing some nasty elbows, heavy punches, and just Roundtree just covered up, man. Couldn't take it.
Yep.
And that was that. Ref stepped in, called it. He was bloodied up a little bit. He got beat up, man.
Yep.
Iwan is, I believe I'm saying that right, Iwan. I think that's what they were saying.
I mean, if we didn't know his name before, everyone's going to know his name now. That was.
I know I've seen him fight once before, but I didn't
Yep.
know shit about him, and now, I mean, dude, that was impressive.
He did get knocked out by Killer Gorilla. Jared Cannonier, as Cannonier was coming down from heavyweight, light heavyweight, now to middleweight. Cannonier did beat him. It'd be interesting to see them fight now, but obviously Cannonier's at middleweight.
Right.
But,
yeah, Kutalaba, man, when the fight was called, I literally screamed, "Fuck!" Like I was really upset, but whatever. I mean, Roundtree will bounce back, and Kutalaba, I guess, that's a new person to keep an eye on, and he looked fucking great, man. Khalil hit him with a couple good shots, and the guy didn't even fucking flinch.
It's nice
And
to have
Khalil hits hard.
with technique.
Yes, with really good technique.
It's nice to have someone new at light heavyweight coming up and challenging the top contenders.
Yeah,
So hopefully we can get Ewan or Eon, whatever his name is,
it's Iwan.
Ewan up near the top contender list, and we'll see what he can actually do. I was
Yeah.
impressed. During the weigh-ins, he screamed at Khalil in his face, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh man,
That
you
was
better
fun.
back that up."
Yeah, that was cool.
He backed it up.
He sure did. Anybody that you'd like to see either one of these guys fight again next? Fight for their next fight?
Well, Ewan, he could fight maybe John or Jan Blakovic if Jan
Jan.
Blakovic.
Jan.
Jan.
Yeah,
Jan,
there you go.
Yeah,
Jan.
if Jan gets past Jacare, I believe, right? He's fighting Jacare next.
Yeah.
If he can get past Jacare, I could see those two fighting again.
Kutalaba?
Yeah,
And
Kutalaba and Jan. Yeah.
I feel like if Jan beats Jacare and he just knocked out, who the fuck did he just knock out? Broke his jaw, we just said it. I'm losing his name.
Who?
Jan.
Oh.
Luke Rockhold.
Luke Rockhold.
Yeah.
Beats Luke Rockhold. He beats Jacare. I don't know if Cutelaba is. I feel like maybe Jan should be
Cutelaba's not
getting
even ranked.
getting a bigger fight if he beats Jacare.
The way I see it,
My opinion.
Jan is a gatekeeper for these middleweights coming up to light heavyweight. I want to see him actually fight a tested light heavyweight.
I'd give him a bigger fight than Cutelaba. Personally, I'd give him someone more. I think he's more than just a gatekeeper. But then again, I'm a little biased because I just said I really like him. He's my sleeper. So I think if he beats Jacare, that's
A Johnny Walker or
maybe something like that.
Okay.
Latifi.
Oh, Latifi.
Yeah, Latifi. I hear Latifi. That's a big fight for him.
OSP.
That'd be good.
OSP.
Especially, I think Latifi's
Yeah,
coming off a
a
loss.
win.
I think Latifi's coming off a loss, isn't he?
He did. Yeah, because
think
we,
so.
we had him beating it wasn't Teixeira, it was Ozdemir.
Yep.
Yes.
Ozdemir, yeah.
Because he was just coming back.
There you go.
Ozdemir.
Ozdemir. There you
Good.
go. Jan and
Ozdemir
there we go.
looked
We'd get there
good.
eventually.
Yeah.
I'll take that one. Anything like that, get a bigger, very well known, somewhere, some kind of up there in the rankings. If Jan, I think he
I want
deserves
to
a
see
bigger fight.
Ozdemir again.
Not that it
That
wouldn't be a
just
good
reminded
fight.
me
Not
of
that
Right.
Cutelaba wouldn't give him a good fight. I would just say Jan would just deserve a little more, maybe.
Maybe Ian or Jan fighting Ozdemir.
Sure.
That'd be cool.
Sure. That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
We were watching, or I was watching the telecast, and they were talking about Roundtree, how the biggest thing in Thai fighting is to not get
Yeah. Don't
dumped
get put
down.
on your ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he immediately gets dumped,
He did.
and it was just like, oh shit, there it goes. And then he got him again later in the round and dumped him again,
He took
and
him
I was
down.
just like, oh
I
shit.
think he might take him down 3 times actually in
Which
that
is
first round.
which is funny because that's just the first round, whereas his last fight he was impressive for the full 15 minutes, all 3 rounds.
Right?
Khalil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. He landed some big shots. It's not like he didn't.
He hit him. He got him with a couple elbows. I believe he hit him with a good kick to the body,
Yep.
like a strong one.
Yep.
And dude, the Hulk just walked right fucking through it. He hulked out on him.
Oh, you saw
Hulk
it
smash.
actually. He had a
Oh yeah,
he had a
big
mark
mark
across his
his
stomach.
Yep.
till even after the fight. They were like holding his hand up, and he still had it across his stomach.
but that just makes me more impressed with Iwan
Sure,
because
man. Super
Khalil
impressed.
didn't
Absolutely.
look bad. He didn't
Very,
look bad.
very impressed.
No, he looked bad on the ground.
Yeah.
His
'Cause
ground looked terrible.
He was getting stacked up
Yeah.
and just punched in the face.
Yeah, but you'll
Give
see a lot of
Cutelaba
guys be able
Latifi.
to at least roll a little bit and try
There
and
you go.
move around.
Here, Latifi. Give Cutelaba and Latifi.
Yeah. See if he can break into
Latifi
the
coming off
top
a hard
15.
loss.
It'd be
I think
interesting.
Latifi-
Latifi's like
Ozdemir.
14 or something.
It'd be interesting to
take it.
It'd be interesting to see the rankings at light heavyweight amongst
Yeah.
all these guys: Jan, Iwan, Latifi, Ozdemir. I want to see the rankings, and then we'll make our decisions off of that.
Well, I mean, at the bottom you got Misha Serkinov, Mauricio Shogun Hua, and Nikita Krylov.
Get Shogun out of there.
That's kind of what I'm saying too. When's the last time he's fought?
I don't know.
That exactly.
Couldn't tell you.
I mean, there's some of these guys that you still got Gustafsson in there. Who knows? Maybe he'll come
He's
back.
retired.
He said he might come back for a big fight.
He ain't going back.
You don't think so?
Nope.
I mean, Rashad Evans
He's
says
still training.
Rashad Evans said he's coming back. So these guys.
He's not
get
coming back to
on the
UFC
UFC
though.
though.
No, he's coming back to
Yeah.
fight, but
Yeah.
these guys get the itch to fight again.
Yeah.
You've already got Stefan.
They definitely
Stefan
do.
Struve, Stefan Sturve. I don't know.
Struve.
Struve. He's coming back.
Yep.
Yeah.
On a side note, I just want to do a quick recap on this hot sauce. It's not as bad
I
as
was
the
going to
Franks.
say it doesn't seem quite as bad.
No,
You guys
I'm
were
not-
both
I'm not.
fine after like
It was
a minute.
burning for it was hurting the back of my throat for about a minute.
So if you guys at home
good.
need to chug hot sauce or take a shot of hot sauce, I recommend this Moretta, whatever the hell this says, hot sauce from California. Not bad. Smells like taco sauce.
It does.
I recommend the Squirtle Cup.
Squirtle. You mentioned OSP.
Yeah.
Let's talk about him doing
Let's
it
transition.
again.
The
Rename the fucking move.
Von Prue choke.
Von Prue choke.
So he was setting
rename
that
it.
up.
The same Prue choke.
Yeah. No, what has there been? I think they said 6 in UFC history and 4 are him.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a go-to move for him. He obviously seems comfortable with it, and guys can't do anything about it.
He was talking about it after the fight, and they said, when did you know? Walk us through it. He's like, all right, I got him on the ground right there. As soon as he swung into that, he gave it to me, and I knew it. And just
He said he could feel
Just
the
ended it to
breath
him.
leaving him and just knew that was it.
because I could hear him breathing.
Yeah.
I could hear how Like,
Yeah.
staggered his breath was, like, how tired he
Now-
was now.
Prior to the submission,
Oh, he was getting his
didn't
ass
look
beat.
that
No.
great.
He's got
didn't-
his
wasn't really-
ass beat in round 1.
I think
Yeah.
he was losing. I don't know if I'd say he got his ass beat, but
Really? He was getting
Yeah.
knocked around in the stand-up.
he didn't look good.
No.
He did not look good.
Especially for being the physically larger being
Yeah.
by a lot.
Old Chikuwu, old Jack Cook, Yuk,
I don't know how to say his name.
the guy
not
that
even gonna
OSP
try.
fought.
Yeah.
I heard him say his name a few times. Like, oh, I'll have to remember that when we do our podcast, and I fucking
Just kidding.
forgot how to say it. Yeah,
okay.
Josh. Just kidding, guys. I have no fucking idea how to say his name, but he was landing some good body shots. Yeah, he looked good. OSP didn't look great at first, but
Oh.
got him down and
He's
fucking.
kind of known for starting
man.
slow, though. OSP.
That's true. He can take some punishment too. I don't think
Oh,
he minds.
definitely.
I don't
Holy
think he minds
shit.
taking shots.
Well, he even said that after the fight. He actually said that. They were talking to him about it. He goes, yeah, my weight cut was really good for this one. He goes, honestly, I think some of those shots that he landed would have knocked me down or put me down at some point.
If
he
he
goes,
had a
"But
worse-
he goes, but my weight cut
cut?
was awesome.
Yeah,
He
good.
goes, it was easy. He goes, I got down just fine. He goes, so there were a couple of those where I thought, if it was a harder weight cut,
Yep,
would have put him down.
definitely.
Maybe not knocked him out, but
Hurt him a lot more.
knockdowns
Yeah.
at least.
He was getting hit with some bombs, man.
Oh, yeah.
That dude was hitting him with some
Yeah.
shots.
Now, when he did get to the ground, did it look like OSP was baiting him with the guillotine? Like, he almost gave him the guillotine so that OSP could get the Von Flu choke.
He said that he was just waiting for him to give him what he was going to give him.
Yeah,
He
for
goes,
the
I
guy
was
to
going to take what he was going to give me.
For the
as
guy to
soon
put
as
his arm around him.
Yeah.
Yep.
He goes, as soon as he did that, I knew I had it.
Yep.
Yep. So that's typical submission artist, though. That's just like, I don't care. There's not one specific thing that he's thinking about when he gets to the ground. It seems like you want to say that that's what he's thinking about every time he gets to the ground just because he keeps getting it.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I agree.
But at the same time, I mean, it's not. You look at the replay, and he wasn't fighting him for that. He was just laying on top of him, just kind of working around, and then all of a sudden the guy gives up one of his arms, and it's like, okay, yep, there it is.
Von Flu choke. The OSP choke.
Yeah, I'm not impressed. He needs to figure out a different way to win.
Yeah, right.
Boring.
I'm impressed.
Just kidding. That was great.
Pretty soon he'll have a move named after him, but yeah, boring. Guy sucks.
Terrible. Worst fighter ever.
So OSP's obviously, I don't think he was even gonna gain anything by beating this Olekshak, whatever his name is.
No.
Alexichuk.
Yeah,
something like
OSP
that.
was definitely ranked
Alexichuk.
higher than him.
Alexichuk. I think that's what it is.
I'd never even
Now
heard
that
of
I'm
the guy.
saying it.
Yeah, OSP's ranked higher than him. Is OSP really gonna jump up in rankings? I don't think so.
No, it's good for him to get a win though. OSP.
Yeah.
He needs momentum. I feel like he never gets enough momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they kind of talked about in his lead.
kind of like Cerrone, like sort of in a way. I would not necessarily comparing the two, but just like their the way that their fights go. Like they'll get on a little run and then they'll lose a fight, and go on a few win streaks and then lose a fight and then lose another fight. Then go on a little loss streak and then win a fight, lose a fight, win 3 fights, lose 2 fights. Good career, great fighters. I mean, obviously
Never
I'd
gonna get a
go
title shot.
Cerrone, like way more better than OSP, and I think he's more talented.
Yeah,
Definitely Hall of
Cerrone
Famer,
definitely
Hall of Fame fighter, but
is definitely more
Yeah.
in the title talks than.
yeah, no doubt about it. But
Pruitt.
just to compare the two, they're sort of similar in that aspect. And that's
Well, I
about
think
it, but
the thing with St. Preux that you always had is that as soon he doesn't do well with like adversity, like you're saying, like he loses and then he feels bad for himself,
sure
and he ends
Yeah.
up just
doesn't
kind
handle
of
the losses
feeling
very well.
no,
I guess.
not at all.
Yeah.
You don't want to say a sore loser because it's not like I don't
No.
lose a fight either.
No,
but
I don't
at the
think he
same
is either.
time,
I
it's
wouldn't
like,
call him that.
I think it really hits him harder than it hits other guys.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
Whereas-
affects his next fight
Yeah,
more.
yeah. I think it kind of. And again, you never want to say a guy's like mentally weak or anything like that because obviously he goes into a ring to punch people in the face.
People say it about Uriah Hall.
But that's kind of the way it feels a little bit.
Yeah,
is that
weak in
he
a different way.
gets-
Not weak as in
Yeah.
afraid to fight, but
No, but even in the
that's why athletes hire sports psychologists,
yeah,
mental coaches,
Yeah.
shit like that. Doesn't mean they're maybe weak's just not the right word.
No,
but
it's
I know what
not.
you mean.
yeah, it's something where it messes with his head.
Sure.
Either when he starts losing or even during a fight or after the fight's over. If he loses, he takes it hard, and I think it affects his next training for the next fight.
What's really funny with OSP and Cerrone, though, they've both gotten one title shot in the UFC. OSP fought John Jones for the interim. Cerrone fought RDA for the lightweight title. So they both actually have.
You're welcome for that comparison, motherfuckers.
Yeah, so there's a comparison for you.
Let's move on to the next fight. Zach, take it away. You were really upset about this. I know you got a lot to say about it. Dalby
Cowboy
defeating Cowboy Oliveira.
Yeah, defeating.
Decision.
So, first round, I don't have any notes on it, so I don't honestly remember.
Let's talk about the ref backing him
Jesus
up.
Fucking Christ. So, first round, Oliveira takes it. Second round, Dalby takes it. So you're going into third round going, all right.
It's all down to round 3. Who takes round 3 takes the fight.
Yeah, that's going to be the whole thing.
Those are great fights, too.
It was a great fight up until that point. Dalby had gone for a few takedowns, hadn't been able to get him. The stand-up had been pretty even to the point where Oliveira's was much better in the first round and Dalby's was much better in the second round.
Now, was it because Oliveira gassed a little bit, or
A little.
Dalby just kind of settled in and started landing?
I think a little bit of the combination of the two. Oliveira got caught with one in the second round, and I think after that he started going for takedowns, and you kind of went, "Huh, what the hell is he doing?"
Sure, I think he's
because
just
it's
a little,
not
a little
something that he
rocked or
normally
something.
does.
Yeah.
But he would land them. I think he had 3 successful takedowns by middle way through the third round, and Dalby was like 1 for 4.
Okay.
And Oliveira was 3 for 3. So either way, Oliveira's got him on the ground, 3.5 minutes left in the third round. Not doing a ton, but has dominant position. I think is landing enough that it's not stand-upable. And by the time he's standing him up, he's really landing shots. Like enough more than... I get that maybe 15 or so seconds before he stood him up, not a whole lot going on, but they're shuffling around on the ground. It's not like they're just laying there.
Yeah.
Dalby's trying to move up against the fence because he's trying to get off of his back, obviously, and try and get back to the feet. And the ref goes in and stands him up.
Fucked up, man.
I couldn't believe it. And I don't think a lot of people could either. And that took the fight away from Oliveira.
I was going to say, do you believe Oliveira would have won that fight if
they would have stayed on
if
they would have stayed on the ground, if he would have been able to hold position for the rest of the fight and was able to continue landing enough ground shots, maybe even throw in at least one submission attempt, even if it's not successful.
Sure.
It's enough to score him points to win that fight because it's a 29-28 unanimous decision in the other direction. So you knew that it was 27-27 or whatever the fuck going into the third round.
Yeah, whatever it would have been, yeah.
Yeah, so I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe it. And then the thing that pissed me off even more is that Dalby has the sack to go out afterwards and be calling out Mike Perry. He's like, come on, man. You just barely won that fight, and you're going to go out and fight a guy that just fought the guy who's going to be fighting for a friggin' title soon?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Mike Perry fighting for a title soon.
Not Mike Perry, the guy you just fought.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that was...
Mike Perry, who did he just...
He's got his nose
No,
broken by...
someone just called out... Didn't someone call out Mike... Oh.
Everybody calls out Mike Perry.
You were saying that Dalby just did, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Dalby
I thought Mike Perry responded and said...
Mike Perry, I
Or was
think...
that somebody else that he said
basically
he wanted to fight somebody?
I think he did say, because people keep calling him out.
Who the fuck did Mike Perry just say he wanted to fight?
I don't know, but he hasn't won.
Motherfucker.
I'm sure he said he wanted to fight somebody, but...
Was it Kevin Lee?
Oh, Jesus. Fuck that guy.
Maybe.
Fucking douche. I'll fight Kevin Lee.
Hey, good luck.
You heard it here first.
I didn't say I'd win.
You just want to fight him?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember either. But Mike Perry, I just saw a little video of Mike Perry recently calling out someone, man. He wanted to fight him soon, too. I don't remember who it was. Yeah, fuck it, whatever.
His nose is pretty broke.
Yeah, I think he's good to go, man. He's a tough motherfucker. He had surgery. I think now he's just back ready to start training again.
So I want to amend that a little bit.
Go ahead.
I mistook Vicente Luque for Paulo Costa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's who Perry just fought. Not I was thinking Costa in my head, so I'm going, yeah, Costa's fighting.
You said
third rank.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't
I'm
even
like,
hear you say
he's
it,
third
so-
rank. That's why I was saying like, he's going to be fighting for a title soon.
I had to throw that.
Yeah,
in.
I was
like,
kinda
Mike
That's
curious.
why everybody was going, Mike Perry's fighting for a title. Yeah. No.
And I was thinking,
Yeah,
and then
I'm
I was thinking
thinking Costa.
Oliveira, and I was like, who the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah.
Title fight.
No. Vicente Luque
Yeah.
was who I was
Okay.
thinking of.
I just kind of moved past it. I was like,
Yeah.
all right.
I'm kind of surprised he's as low as he is on that, because he's only 14. But whatever.
Whatever. We'll move on to the last fight that we want to talk about for the fights that just happened this Saturday.
Yep.
The first fight on the prelims, Jack Shore defeated Hernandez.
It was a fun fight. At least I thought it was fun.
Nolan Hernandez?
Yep. Nolan Hernandez.
Yep. You were really impressed with this Jack Shore?
I like Shore. I like Shore a lot. Good takedowns. He controlled it everywhere they went. I mean, he chokes him out in the end, near the end of the third round to get the win.
Zach, where is he from?
Ha! Wales.
Oh,
Gotta love
Cool
that.
fucking flag.
It is a cool
with the
flag.
dragon.
I didn't know where the fuck it was from, but it was a cool flag.
Now
I
we know.
thought he had just made it up.
We'll
thought-
never forget what that flag
No,
is.
I never will ever
It's the
again.
fucking Wales flag.
I thought it was pretty impressive that the announcers were saying, "Oh, okay, so he likes to get to your back." They said this in round 1. He likes to get to your back and choke you out eventually. He got to Nolan's back first round, second round, third round.
Yep.
Third round choked him out.
Yep. He is very, very impressive on the ground, and his stand-up is good enough to hang with just about anybody else that's in that division, I think. I think it's going to be fun because he's young. He's
I
only
agree.
25 or 26, so him, if I'm remembering correctly, this is bantamweight, so 135?
135.
Okay.
Bantamweight 135, baby.
Ooh, we were just talking about him. He beat Rafael Asuncao
A Sunsao.
a few weeks ago.
Was that Pedro Munoz?
No.
Marlon
no,
Moraes?
Nope. Huge white guy. Big, tall white guy. Corey Sandhagen.
Oh, that's
Sandhagen.
right.
Yes.
Yes.
Those two would be fun.
That'd be cool.
Those two would
I
be
feel like
I like
Sand-
Sandhagen.
I feel like Sandhagen's
I like
a little
Sandhagen a lot.
a little too highly ranked for Shore
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
Shore just made his debut.
Yes.
So maybe another impressive win could shoot him up there.
I think so.
I'm with you on that.
But those two would be fun because those two are both young enough and that would be some... The only thing I don't like about that sometimes is then sometimes it really hurts the guy who loses, the young guy who loses those fights, where they stop getting big fights after that.
I remember in, I believe it was bantamweight or maybe featherweight, it was Cody Nola of Garbrandt versus, I believe, Thomas, oh man, I forget his name.
the tank engine.
Almeida. Thomas Almeida. Thomas Almeida was on a tear. He loses to Cody Garbrandt and then loses the next 3 fights and he's just
You
gone.
never see him again.
Yeah. It's a shame
happens,
because
man.
he's a
That's-
good prospect.
That's the only thing I'm scared of with that fight because Sandhagen looked so good
Very impressive.
in his last fight. And the first thing I thought, which he's obviously a step too low, but the first thing I thought was, I want to see him fight Max Holloway.
Sandhagen.
Sure.
First thing I
Yeah.
thought when I saw him. Because I was like, ooh, that'd be a lot of fun. It's another tall, lanky guy with a ton of range. Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Which,
Yeah, I
interestingly
like that
enough,
too. That's cool.
Interestingly enough, I'm just going to jump ahead really quick into the news. Since the last podcast, Max Holloway now has a fight announced. He is going to be fighting
Max, baby.
Volkanovski.
Volkanovski, which is totally the fight to make happen.
Yes.
Dude, I think this is the toughest fight Max Holloway has ever had in his entire career.
In
To
featherweight.
date, right now, nope. I think Volkanovski is going to give him more problems than Poirier. I think this is a
Really?
tougher
Wow.
fight for Max than Poirier
So you think
was.
he's going to lose?
Volkanovski is a former fucking rugby player. Used to walk around at over 200 pounds. He's unbelievably strong.
And he's under 5'8", I think.
Yeah, he's a monster. He, dude, it's ferocious. Just I think it's a tougher fight than Poirier is.
I disagree.
Not taking anything away from Poirier at all. Just saying. Dude, I'm just saying, man. I think that's a tough fucking fight. I think it's even harder than Poirier.
I
Put it there.
I disagree and I agree. I agree that it's going to be a really tough fight for Max. I disagree that it's going to be as tough as Poirier because Poirier, yeah, Max had a decent shot of losing that fight. I feel like he has a better shot of beating Volkanovski than he did of Poirier. Not gonna say who wins. I'm not really sure. I haven't put much thought into it, but it's gonna be a really good fight, and I feel like Max might be able to pull that one out. Not really pull it out. I mean, like squeak by. I think he can just really impress. Ortega, I thought was gonna be a really tough fight, and Max impressed the hell out of me in that fight. I feel like he's gonna do the same thing with Volkanovski. He's gonna impress.
Okay, sure. I could see it happening that way. I don't necessarily think Max is gonna lose the fight. Which, again, MMA math.
Right.
I think it's a tougher fight for him. He lost to Poirier. I think this is a tougher fight than Poirier, but I don't necessarily think he's going to lose, though, in saying that. But I think it's a harder fight for him.
All right.
For sure.
I can understand it.
Yep. And then right on that card, just announced Usman's fighting Covington on that card.
Randomly, just because we said it.
Sure.
5'6".
Volkanovski's 5'6".
5'6".
He's a
You
shorter
say
guy.
he used to
Shorter
work
than I
on
thought.
200 pounds. That is
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah, he was a truck. He's a goddamn Mack truck.
I would believe
He's
that.
a strong cunt.
I'd rather fight Kevin Lee.
Me too.
Yep.
But yeah,
All right, back to
Usman and Covington, December 14th, Las Vegas, same card. Max and Volkanovski. Usman and
Yay,
Covington.
it's a good thing there's two other title
They
fights in
finally
the card.
made it. They made the fucking card.
Yeah.
And then Nunes is fighting
Jermaine Durandamy.
Jermaine Durandamy.
Is it
So,
possible?
3 title fights.
Possible
Officially.
for both Usman and Covington to lose? Can they both lose?
Double
I really
knockout.
want him to lose.
Yeah, same time. That'd be great.
Double
Can
knockout.
we do that?
Sure.
Can we just write that up now?
Yeah, let's make
We
it
just
happen.
Script it. Some WWE shit.
Yeah, man.
And they both just
I'm down.
vacate and go away.
I want Usman to win. I want him to win, but then
I still
in his
I
next fight,
I want him to win.
I still
and
like
then
Usman.
Immediately lose.
yeah.
I still like Usman.
See, that's the thing. I liked Usman. I really liked Usman.
Yeah.
But that was 9 months ago when he fought.
9 months.
And then
is
he's
not
just
the
been doing
longest
nothing.
time.
He could have been fighting
No,
right now.
but this
He
is
was
what I'm
injured.
saying.
He was injured for a little while after that
Where?
fight.
He could have been fighting.
Just saying,
He
man.
could have been fighting.
Sorry, but like,
Not
you
trying
see
to
enough
defend the
of
guy
these
too
dudes
much,
fight
but I
2
mean, yeah.
and 3 times a year or more, and he's just like,
He's money hungry.
know.
That's my problem with him.
I
He's
don't-
money hungry. He could have been
He's
fighting
making
this
sure
time.
he gets what he can get for the fights. He wasn't happy with whatever the contract was or whatever the fight was going to be.
I just don't
Money
like that
wise,
he gets a number that he's
I don't
happy
know.
with for fighting Covington.
yep.
And then they go, well, we can't make it with Covington, so here's Masvidal. And he's like, well, I want more money then. And they're like, no, dude, fuck you.
Yeah, I don't like that
Yeah.
from
Why
Usman.
would you ask
I
for
don't like
more
it either.
money now that we've put this thing together? And sorry, but I think Masvidal would have drawn a bigger crowd than Covington. So,
Oh, yeah, dude, for sure.
so I don't see what you're getting pissed off about. If you're getting a piece of that box office anyway,
Yeah.
then you're gonna make your money more with Masvidal than you are with Covington. Now, again, he's super lucky that he's on this with 2 other title fights, because I think that this title fight may have ended up the same as Colby Covington's last fight against Robbie Lawler, where it would have showed up on pay-per-view and nobody would give a shit,
Nobody.
especially if they didn't stack the card below him.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
Is that
Who do
the
you
main
think-
event?
I don't think so.
I don't think that, I think Max and Volkanovski would be the main
We'll
event.
have to see
Right.
what they do, because if there's
They should
3
put
on
fucking
there,
Nunes and Durandamy above Usman and Covington.
that's
Fuck
what
those
I
guys.
think too.
Yeah.
Let them
That's
be
what
the
I think, too.
co-main event.
And they're gonna bitch about it, but I think that's a
Don't give a
nice little
shit.
middle finger right to you.
I think that's the way to do it.
Everybody ahead of them.
Holloway
on that card,
Volkanovski main event, Nunes and Durandamy co-main event, Usman and Covington co-main event.
you have 3 people on that card ahead of them that are.
Put the women above the men, goddammit.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. You got Max Holloway, which
Everyone
is a more
wants to see
popular
Nunes
fighter.
fight. She's
Yeah.
number 8 on the best on the rankings of
pound.
pound for pound. Thank you, pound for pound
Yep.
rankings. Nunes is 8.
That doesn't even make sense.
Why?
She's a 2-division title holder.
She should be higher.
She should be higher.
She might be now, but the last I knew she was 8.
She should be higher. She should be like
You
5.
can pull it up real quick if you want. I thought she was 8.
5.
Yeah.
No,
Either way.
That's where I'd go.
Co-main.
Now, before we were talking
You
about
got to drop Cormier out of there.
Before we were talking about Volkanovski and Holloway, what were we going off of there?
I don't know, man. You said you wanted to skip ahead to that real quick, so we did.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on it, but we're stuck.
That's okay. Well, that's that card, and then we just got DC was gonna be fighting Miocic for the rubber match, and now Miocic, his eyes fucked up. He had a major retina injury, whatever that
Something with
entails. He tore it, ripped it off, whatever. I don't know. So he's out till next year. So that being said, gentlemen, she's 5th. Okay. Amanda Nunes is currently ranked 5th pound for pound. Okay. You said she should be 5. Ryan did. So I think she should be like 5.
I'll take that. I don't know if I said that, but I'll take it.
Or Zach.
JJ,
or maybe
Habib,
Zach. I thought you did.
Cejudo, Stipe, Nunes.
Perfect. I like it.
Wait, JJ? Oh,
John Jones.
Okay.
JJ Aldrich.
No.
Yeah. You want a young J-Check?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Number 1 pound for pound fighter.
I was like, what?
It's still just, I mean, I like Conor more than everybody in this room, and it still just makes me laugh that he's number 12 in the pound for pound and hasn't fought in the UFC in like 3 years.
Such a joke. It really
he fought
Khabib
2.
and lost.
Fought 11 months ago.
And lost.
11 months.
Hey, this fought last October.
Oh, wow.
It was last October.
6 October.
Okay.
6
whatever.
October.
So
I smashed your boy.
He fought almost as long ago as Usman.
Yeah, almost a full year ago. Very soon.
Yeah, just
In a
like
week.
Usman.
1 week from now, it'll be a year. Yeah.
Get back in the fucking ring.
They're going to fight December 14th, baby.
Yeah, it took you long enough.
All right.
Masvidal
Yeah,
has
do you
fought
guys
3
think,
times since then.
Do you guys believe that DC will
Mm-hmm.
wait till
He has to.
whenever next year to fight Miocic?
He has to.
What if it's like April, May, June next year? Think
I-
he's just waiting
I
for
don't
that
think he'll
fight?
care. I mean,
No?
from everything I've heard with him, his weight cut isn't anything, and he's going to train the entire time. You don't think he's going to still be in the gym training the entire time?
Sure he will be.
Exactly.
Is there a weight cut for heavyweight for him?
No.
Yeah, so there's no weight cut.
No, he doesn't go. Yeah.
No. I remember hearing an interview with him where he was talking about how, light heavyweight, I used to have to get up in the morning and go to the gym and, watch what I eat and then go back to the gym in the afternoon. It was heavyweight. I wake up whenever the fuck I feel like it and play Xbox till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I go to the gym. I don't watch what I eat.
Yep.
It's just,
And then he just gets in the octagon and get paid $3 million to fight Miocic a third time.
and then
win
he's
or
going
lose.
to go out for 6 months in between and commentate on 12 events.
Yeah, well, it's going to suck to see him get
And
2 losses in a row before he retires. Anyway.
you think he's going to lose again?
Yeah,
You
definitely.
think so?
Yeah, I think Miocic beats him again.
I don't know.
I'm glad that we
I
have.
don't know.
If they do fight, Miocic wins that fight.
I'm glad DC has to wait because he made Stipe wait over an
That's
entire
true.
year.
That's true.
So taste of his own medicine. Now he has to wait.
Yeah. Miocic should come back and fight. You know what? I don't even like that fucking fight. I want him to fight.
He has to fight Ngannou first.
Yeah, thank you.
He has to fight Ngannou
Thank
first.
you.
Who has to fight Ngannou first?
Stipe.
Okay.
Miocic.
Stipe. Yeah.
Miocic should come back and be like, OH! Fuck you, DC.
Sorry, but that was my same
What up,
thing
Ngannou?
with Stipe. Was come on, man, you lost a fight. Like, come
Yeah.
on, fight at least one guy in between
Yep.
to prove that you're still top of the mountain or
Yeah.
the best guy coming up to try and fight the guy at the top of the
I'm
mountain.
fine with DC not
So-
fighting again till that fight, but I don't think Miocic should give him an immediate rematch.
No,
I don't want to see an immediate
No, it
rematch.
shouldn't be.
if they want to fight again,
Again,
fine.
he has
You
to
need-
fight Ngannou.
Thank you. Yes, I
disagree.
agree.
It's just like the
You disagree.
I just
Really?
I say
Fuck,
I
dude.
say DC versus
Get
Stipe.
the fuck out of my house.
I don't want Stipe. I don't want DC to fight again. I really don't. I just want him
Oh,
to
you just
retire.
want him to fight again.
I don't
Okay.
want to see him fight again.
Oh, that's
but,
fine. You can stay.
But I don't want to see DC fight again. He said he was going to retire. He lost his belt. Okay, now go retire. Oh, now you don't want to retire. Now you
Did
want
he
to fight
say he
for
was
the-
going to retire though?
Yeah, he said he was going to
Did he?
retire last March.
Okay,
Yep.
because
This
I
March.
remember right
This
after
year,
the fight,
he was
like,
going to retire this year in March.
because right after the fight, he
His
was like,
birthday,
I don't
right?
want to talk about it.
Yep.
Like, I'm not going to talk about anything right now. And so that was when I knew he ain't fucking retiring.
I mean, he was
After the fight, I didn't think he was gonna. I didn't think at all. Not with, like you're
didn't
saying,
think at
all
all.
these dudes
I
get the
never
itch to
think.
go back and do it again. You got Felder, who sat on the sideline for a while, and then all of a sudden, he's back at it again.
Elder, dude, he's another one I'm
Yeah.
fanboying about lately.
Yeah, he's fun.
He's brutal.
Especially since you get to know some of these guys on the sidelines when they're doing the talking.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more fun. Like, I didn't know shit about
Cage side.
what the hell's his name?
Dan
I'm never
Hart.
gonna remember. No,
Cruz.
that's who it is. Dominic Cruz.
Dominic Cruz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not quite as interesting as Paul Felder or Daniel Cormier, but I like
like him.
seeing his
His
do
view
those-
on the fight.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's nice to see one of the smaller guys do it.
He's like one of the best 135ers in the
Right.
history of the UFC.
Yeah. It's fun. I like the small guys.
I like to see him come back and knock out Cejudo. That'd be fun.
That's not gonna happen.
Sure it
I
will.
hope it does.
It definitely will.
I don't like Cejudo.
Quick detour to
I like
Bellator.
Cejudo.
Lots of shit went down. We're not going to get into too much because we have to keep these podcasts a little bit shorter than we have been lately. So we're not going to get into all the fights that happened. Maybe
Dan
we'll
Mergliotta
touch on
calling
it next
somebody a
time.
piece of shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
didn't hear about that.
go ahead.
No?
Go ahead, dude.
Go ahead.
I can't remember the dude's name, but yeah, Dan Mergliotta called him a piece of shit, and I can't really remember why, but
Okay.
that was the whole thing. Was that Friday night? Dan Mergliotta
Look it up, everyone watching this thing. Find
Big
it out.
Dan
Figure it
calls-
out for yourself. Fuckers.
calls some
We
fighter
did
a
all the
piece of
research
shit,
for you.
and then the next night the guy stands up fucking Oliveira and Dalby in the middle of the fight, and before that you've got the split decision draw that wasn't.
Yeah.
The judges just turned in the wrong card because they couldn't do math.
That's good.
Yeah,
Very good.
And it ended
Good
up
for
being
them.
what, a split decision for I don't remember which guy. Sorry, but either way, you've
Don't
got
matter.
reffing one night where the guy is just completely unprofessional, and then the next night where you've got multiple incidents of people just not knowing what the fuck they're doing.
Yep.
So
great.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a rough weekend for combat sports in that regard.
Yeah, I'd say so. Get these fucking refs under control.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
officials.
So Bellator.
Yeah, Antonio McKee and AJ McKee,
Yep.
father and son, they
Crazy.
both fought on the card, and they
Antonio
both had
McKee is 49 years old.
knockouts. Yep, he is 49 years old. Round 2 TKO,
TKO. Yep.
and then his son, I believe, fought before him or
no,
after him.
after.
Fought
Yeah.
after him, AJ McKee, and also had a 8-second
In 8
second
seconds.
knockout.
Huge left hand that put
Yeah,
the dude
dude,
down.
it was beautiful.
It was.
So
It was awesome.
just a fun little thing for Bellator from
That is insane. Random
father and son
Bellator
get their
note.
knockouts.
Random Bellator note
Go ahead, man.
is that Benson Henderson that night wins in Bellator in Dublin, Ireland,
Yep,
and then immediately flies to Copenhagen, Denmark to
Yes.
corner for Jared Cannonier.
that was great.
So that was Friday night that he
That
fought
he
in
wins.
Bellator.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then he, within 24 hours, he's at a UFC event.
Yep.
Cornering.
Cornering. Yeah.
That was pretty entertaining to see.
Yep. There was some other good stuff on the Bellator card if you guys want to watch it,
You more than me.
look it up, talk about it. I got nothing else to say about it. There was some good stuff, though. We're just not getting into it right now. Let's go
Breaking
to
news.
this. Whoa.
Highly anticipated Bellator MMA Featherweight Championship super fight between Julia Budd and Chris Cyborg will take place at the Forum on Saturday, January 25th.
And there it is. Yep.
Cyborg's fighting for the main title again.
Courtesy of the Forum on Twitter.
Nice. This will be the
Beautiful.
fourth major promotion title. If Cyborg can beat her, this will be the fourth one that she's won, which is pretty impressive.
To fourth organization
Yeah.
that she's fought for that she's won a title
UFC.
if Chris wins.
Yep, UFC, Strikeforce, Bellator, and then Elite XC. And I believe she also has the Invicta one as well.
Will she be the only
Oh,
MMA fighter to
yeah.
do this?
Yes.
I would imagine.
Will be the most.
Barring some random dude running up through the ranks at some point, probably. 'Cause you just don't see everybody's main goal now. I think if you got all
A
these
dual-weight
guys and
champ.
girls, if you got all these guys and girls to take a lie detector test and they were going to be serious about everything, the main goal is to get to the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to get to anywhere else. That's where the money is. That's where the
true.
biggest money is.
Sure.
So,
It's like being a Boston fan, but if the Yankees offered you a contract, you'd take it.
yeah, most of the time.
Like you want to play for the Yankees.
I
You'd play,
don't,
You'd play for anybody else, but you would though.
For a bunch of money?
Well, you'd probably play for
They'd
anybody. I'm
give
just
me a
saying, like
bunch
if you
of
had your
money.
options, and your favorite team wasn't one of them, and everyone else
Sox.
was there, and then the Yankees were there, you'd be like, oh, okay, well, I'll go for the Yankees.
I
I'll
mean,
play for
I
the
always
Yankees.
did look good in pinstripes, but
That's
that's
where the
not
most
really
money
the
is.
point.
That's where the best team is. I mean,
Guys talking baseball.
Best team.
just comparing the Yankees to
works.
the UFC is the Yankees of MMA.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I don't know.
Zach
Sorta.
does not like that one.
It kind of
I
works.
do not like
Because
that
he's a
one.
Boston
That's
fan.
so well.
True though.
I'm not even gonna. Nope. Nope.
They have
Moving
the most,
on.
They have the most talent. They have
Debatable.
the most championships.
Moving on.
Oh, that's
Not even closer to debatable. They have like 20-something.
Moving on.
Way more than everybody else does.
Nobody even cares about that.
They won over 100 games this season.
Moving on.
Yeah, nobody cares
They're
though.
like 14 games ahead of the Red Sox.
Yeah, but when's their last championship?
2000. Recently. Not very long ago.
Before
What
2000.
about last year?
It was before 2010.
Wasn't last year.
Oh, because that was the Red Sox.
I'm pretty sure it was
Yeah,
before
it was.
2010.
And they're not doing very good this year. So,
That's
anyway,
fine.
moving on to
Won
this
last
weekend. Motherfuckers. We
Well, I'm
got
gonna
Robert
win again.
Whitaker versus Israel Adesanya. Ryan, take it away. Who's going to win? How are they going to win? Before you get into that, actually, hold that thought. Just a quick little facts. We're going to go in real quick. Obviously, Zach, if you guys can see the camera, if you're watching, if you're not and you're listening, he has his
Stylebender.
Stylebender shirt on right now.
You always have such good shirts.
I know.
It's a goddamn good shirt. Robert Whitaker is the current champ. He is 20-4. His last 3 fights, 2 decision wins against Yoel fucking Romero, and then knocked out
This is actually
Jacare
no name.
Souza in round number 2. But his last fight when he fought Yoel was June of last year, so he hasn't fought in a while, Robert Whitaker. Don't know if that comes into play or not. Just keep that in mind. And then Israel Adesanya, 17-0, motherfucker's undefeated. His last 3 fights, he just had that fucking war with Calvin Gastelum. Looked amazing. Gastelum gave him hell. Israel came out with a decision. He also had a decision win over Anderson Silva prior to that. And then prior to that fight with Anderson Silva, which he won via decision, he knocked out Derek Brunson.
Yeah, in fantastic fashion.
Yeah, he looked great doing it. So, Ryan.
Sorry.
It's all good. Robert Whitaker wins this fight in a war. Robert Whitaker is winning this fight.
I agree completely with you, sir.
Poop sandwich.
I think Robert Whitaker is going to take it away. I think he finishes him in the 4th round.
I don't think he finishes him.
Robert Whitaker finish round number 4. Ground and pound.
Decision for me.
Gets him down. Ref has to step in, stop the fight.
Zach.
Let's hear it, Zach.
If it goes to a decision, I do think Whitaker gets it.
Ooh, okay.
But I don't think it's getting to a decision.
You think Adesanya is going to finish Whitaker?
So Whitaker's first loss. Well, first finished loss. First time being finished.
Never been finished.
Since he has in welterweight. He got knocked out by Stephen
Not
Thompson.
Right, but not at 185.
His first time being finished at 185, you believe. Interesting.
Dynamic striker.
Adesanya can do it. He
guy
definitely has
that-
the skills and talent to do it.
He's not a
Can't
guy
argue with
that's
that.
going to... It reminds me a little bit of the... We keep talking about Cerrone. But it reminds me a little bit of Cerrone, where it's the combos that are not 4 punches in a row. It's 2 punches, and then a kick, and then a punch, and then a kick, and it's just, you never know where the fuck it's coming from.
Yeah.
Because it's not a head kick. It's a body kick, but it's not a roundhouse kick. It's a front kick.
He's a very unique striker.
Yes. And I think that's what's going to get him. I think it's going to be... Because really, the last time I watched Whitaker was against Romero, and I didn't think he looked that good. So...
Hard to look good against Romero.
I'm just saying.
Sure. People argue that Romero won that fight.
I don't think he won the fight, but I definitely don't think that Whitaker looked good. Yeah.
Sure.
Especially with... Then again, Yoel Romero did lose his last fight. That I don't remember how you felt about it, but
Cost.
I'm pretty sure we both
I
said we thought he won.
thought Yoel Romero won the fight.
Me too.
We all thought that he beat
I
Paulo
can't
Costa.
remember what I had.
Not by a
after
lot,
watching.
but
No,
I think he
no,
took
definitely
2 of the 3.
definitely didn't dominate Costa, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, I definitely thought he won. Not Vicente Luque. Paulo Costa.
Both young guys. Israel Adesanya is actually older by, I think, 2 years. I think
Which is
Whitaker's
super weird.
28 years old. Right, Whitaker does not. He seems like an older dude.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
look older, just the way the way he acts.
He's
going
gonna
to
look exactly the same way that
personality.
he. Yeah.
He just doesn't look or act like a 28-year-old dude. I think Israel Adesanya does act like
He's 22.
a younger guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
He acts like he's
Adesanya
22.
is the guy
he's 30
who
years old.
spends all of his time on
Maybe-
social
maybe
media
even 31.
and
Adesanya.
does all the dancing and all that other stuff. So,
yeah, 30 or 31. Either way, but yeah, a couple
and
years
is
older.
Constantly talking about manga and anime and
Oh yeah,
other
loves
shit.
video games
Which
and all
is-
that
yeah.
shit. Yeah,
Which is really interesting that the fight's taking place in Marvel Stadium. Like
That is really cool.
That's
That is cool.
that's probably Adesanya's like.
Adesanya
dream
believes
Oh,
like
sure.
he's like a superhero.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He is. He's
Yeah.
the last style bender.
Considers himself. Yeah, the last style bender.
His last fight against Gastelum,
last
I remember
airbender.
the build up. They were basically showing him as like a superhero, him and Gastelum. Like
Yeah.
in the build up video,
Yeah.
it looked really cool. This would have been the perfect fucking venue
Absolutely.
for that.
I have to ask you guys: do you think that, taking into account that Whitaker's last fight was June of last year, that you're looking at July, August, September, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15. It's going to be about 16 months.
I don't
by the
feel the
time they
same way
fight
about ring
next
rust as
weekend.
I did a few months ago.
Because of Nate Diaz.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you don't think that's really going to come into account? You don't think it's going to affect Whitaker? And...
I think his injury will affect him more than his time off.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree, but I don't think Whitaker is the type of fighter that would be affected by ring rust. He was so active.
agree.
He was so active before the injury.
Yep.
That
And he's young.
I think he probably still has the same amount of fights as the average UFC fighter anyways, even though he's been out for almost
20
a year.
24 fights.
Yeah.
20-4.
Yeah. So I mean
That's
that's a
what
lot
I
of
want to
fights.
see. Activity.
Yeah.
I want to see
And
a guy fight every 3 months.
They would have fought.
Usman.
They would have
Yeah.
fought.
Again.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Whitaker. For those of you who don't know, everyone seeing this probably does, but yeah, Whitaker had the hernia, which is why he couldn't fight Calvin Gastelum. They were supposed to fight for the title. Shit. I don't even know when the
6
fuck that
months
was.
I believe it was
A
the
while
spring.
ago.
In the spring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6-7 months ago or so, something like that.
This just hit
So
me.
he should have fought earlier. Just it was out of his control. He couldn't. He had surgery. They brought him in right away.
yeah.
They said it was like
Oh, yeah.
he could have died from it if something had
Oh,
happened.
yeah, I know. It
during
was
the
like
fight.
the night before he was
Yeah.
supposed to fight.
Yeah, he was fucked up.
Wasn't
He
it?
he
It was
in-
on the same card as Israel and
That's
Gastelum.
Gastelum.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that because they all of a sudden got
Yeah,
jumped up to
Gastelum
the main
couldn't
event.
Fight. Israel fought.
No. They were supposed to be on the same card
Yes.
as Israel fighting
Yes, and
Gastelum.
Gastelum ended up not fighting anybody, and Israel and Anderson Silva
Yep.
moved to the main event.
Yep.
Then after
In Australia.
Adesanya beat Anderson Silva, then he fought. They scheduled him and Gastelum for the interim title.
And he definitely, that fight against
And he
Anderson
won.
Silva, it went to a decision, I think, because he didn't want to finish Anderson Silva. Personally.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a conscious decision not to, but I think subconsciously.
subconsciously,
he was
yes.
maybe unable. Sure, I think he even mentioned something about that too.
Yeah,
so
it's
you
his
can't-
it's his mirror image from not that long
Well,
ago.
it's kind of his idol, you know.
Yeah,
it was his
big
favorite
time.
fighter growing up, so
Big time.
I love the conversation, but we're heading on to almost an hour.
true.
almost an hour.
Almost.
Well, let's move on to the co-main event of the card this
Yeah,
weekend.
that'll be fun.
One of my favorite dudes to watch fight, raging Ally Aquinta.
Any other card, this would be the people's main event.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Any other card.
Fighting Dan Hooker.
Dan the Hangman Hooker.
Dan Hooker is a fucking beast.
He's tough.
Ally Aquinta
yes.
is a tough motherfucker. This is going to be a goddamn hell of a co-main event.
Hooker knocked out James Vick the last time he fought.
Yes, he did. That was
And
his
the
last
only
fight.
time before that I saw him fight was against a guy that actually kicks harder than he does
Yeah.
in Barboza, and he got kicked to death.
Yep. He got TKO'd by, what was
But-
it, body kicks, right?
Yes, he got kicked in the stomach and just wilted.
Yep.
It was brutal.
But that was
That was
after
tough.
several other body kicks.
Yeah. He was getting
Yeah.
beat up, but he wasn't.
No, he
wasn't going away.
tough
Barboza really, he had
motherfucker.
to fucking give it to him. for
That
him
is
to go
one
down,
thing
but
he's
he
not
did go
going to
down.
have to. He won't have to worry about in this fight. Is quite not to say that Ally Aquinta can't put him out, but at least with the kicks, he's not
Yeah,
going to have to
Iaquinta-
deal with
That's going
quite
to be
as
interesting because
powerful of kicks.
Iaquinta's with his boxing. His boxing is really good. He's got good wrestling. He's his defense on the ground, defending submissions is fucking amazing.
This won't go to the ground
Al stays so calm. If it does, though, Al
It
stays
won't.
super calm on the ground.
unless one of them knocks the other one down. This ain't going to the ground.
Sure.
I see this being a pretty easy fight for Al Iaquinta.
You think so?
Honestly,
Really?
I feel like this is going to be a pretty easy fight for Al. I mean, I've been wrong so many times that this doesn't mean anything, but I'm saying it right now.
Hey, man.
Al's going to win this one pretty easily.
It's how you feel, bro.
Hooker's
I
kicks are
don't
nasty.
think
Oh, yeah.
this is going to be an easy fight for Al.
No.
I do believe Al's going to win the fight. I think Al beats Dan Hooker.
I think I'd agree.
So we'll have the same result.
It's hard to
just
say.
different
I
route.
don't know how. I don't have a prediction on how.
It's funny
I see
'cause
Al coming out on top. I think Al is more well-rounded. Dan Hooker actually has more fights. He has more experience in MMA. Dan Hooker is 18-8. Al Iaquinta is 14-5. But if you look at Al's last 3 fights, Al has lost 2 of his last 3, and his 2 losses are
Cowboy and
Khabib
Yeah.
and Cowboy Cerrone.
Cowboy when he was on his tear, too.
Yeah. And
I mean,
in between those 2 fights, he beat Kevin Lee pretty
Kevin's
decisively.
garbage.
Kevin
Not to
Lee's
say okay.
extremely talented fighter. Okay.
Better than Dan Hooker, I think.
He's super talented. He's just a fucking... He's
He
annoying.
sucks.
He's annoying.
He sucks.
I don't like him.
He
But
talks so much shit. It's just, I'm going to move up here and I'm going to fight Gregor Gillespie and I'm going to go down here and I'm going to fight this guy. And, oh, yeah, Khabib looks really good. Maybe I'll just go down there and fight him. That'll be a good fight. No, fucking won't.
He doesn't even want to fight Khabib. He's like, man,
That's what he
I ain't
said.
even thinking about Khabib. You know, I'm on like bigger and better things, man. You know, I got like better stuff going on in my
no, he
life. It's
called
like,
out Khabib.
oh, you have something
Yeah.
better going on? Oh, now he wants to fight him now?
Yeah,
he saw that Khabib fight and he goes, oh, yeah, he looked pretty good. I think I should go down there
Last,
and
like
fight.
a few weeks ago,
What?
he was just saying how like he didn't care about Khabib and
It's probably because
he,
somebody, Dana called him and was like, yo, you
moving
want to fight
on to
Khabib? You
better
want to fight Khabib? And he's
things
like, oh, fuck me. And his little
didn't care.
dick shriveled between his legs.
Oh wow.
Damn.
That's right.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
All right.
All right.
Beautiful.
After the co-main, what else we got?
Tai Tuivasa.
Tai Tuivasa is fighting
Spivak.
That dude
Sergey Spivak.
who just
Spivak?
got knocked out by who? We were just talking about it.
Walt Harris.
Walt Harris.
Yeah.
Who's
Walt Harris knocked
headlining
him
in
out, which-
December.
Tai Tuivasa has the crowd behind him. He's going to knock out this Spivak guy, and then he's going to go up to the crowd, and he's going to drink beer out of a shoe.
Let's do a shoey.
That's what's going to happen. I
Tai lost his last fight, though, didn't he?
think he did,
I'm
actually.
pretty sure he did.
Was that Arlovsky?
May or may not have had money on that one.
I don't know.
That's why I remember that he lost.
I didn't write it down, but it's always exciting to see him fight. Yeah, Tai Tuivasa, I'd like to see him get a win here. He's a tough motherfucker. He hits hard. He can take punishment. He just needs to get. He needs to just tighten it up a little bit. He needs to just tighten everything up if he's gonna try to make a run, specifically in the UFC in this weight division. He's just got to tighten up his game a little bit. He's a young dude. I think he's 25 or 26 years old. Yep.
I see him in the same boat as Derek Lewis. I didn't think Derek Lewis would go up and actually fight for a title. So
Okay, sure.
Same spot, not a lot of skill, just a lot of power, entertaining. That's how I see Tai Tuivasa, same as Derek Lewis.
Honestly, Derek Lewis would probably have a better chance of beating Stipe than he would of beating Cormier, just fighting style.
True.
Yeah, I agree because Stipe would have probably stood and banged with him, and that's what Derek likes to do, and it's good for him. And yep, DC just
Not to say
wrestled him,
that
took him
Stipe-
down, took his back, and choked him out.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
DC probably wouldn't have done it that way.
No, I don't think so.
Could,
Yeah.
probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
So I'm with you on that.
Yep. That's the
Um,
fun part about MMA, though, is that you go, hey, the guy at the top has an easy time with one guy, but for some reason would have trouble with a guy that said other guy beat the shit out of.
Yep.
Right.
It's like, wait a minute, what?
Right.
MMA math.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's weird, dude. And then the only other one that we really there's other fights on the card, of course, but the other one we wanted to just mention was
Megan.
Megan Anderson. She
I
is
really
the
hope she wins.
first fight on
Yes.
the prelims.
First fight of the prelims.
As low as you can get.
Um,
Our girl Megan.
what's her name that she's fighting?
She's
Dos
fighting
Santos.
Zara Ferrin Dos Santos.
Nice.
It is
That'll be a fun
her
fight.
Dos Santos. It is her UFC debut. She is, I believe, 6-2. Megan's 9-4. Megan's last 3 fights, she got submitted by Spencer. Then she
Who then fought for a title.
knocked out TKO Zingano, Kat Zingano, with the kick that
The head kick.
tore her eyelid.
Spencer
That's crazy.
didn't fight for a title.
Felicia Spencer.
Felicia Spencer.
Yeah, she did.
fought Cyborg. Oh, no, that wasn't for a title. She just fought Cyborg. Sorry. I'm just thinking Cyborg.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing. You beat Cyborg.
Right?
You beat Cyborg, you deserve a title.
Yeah.
Yep, you're absolutely right. It wasn't a title fight, but she fought
Sorry.
All
It's
good.
my bad.
the person that was just the champ.
And she definitely put on a good show against
She looked
Cyborg.
great, man. She took some fucking shots, kept
Yeah,
moving
she
forward.
did.
Man, she's
That
just
elbow.
like, keep hitting me in the face, I don't give a fuck.
That fucking
So, yeah.
elbow. that she landed on Cyborg that split her open.
Yeah, man.
I thought for sure that was going to be a TKO just on that.
Yeah,
by the end of
Spencer's
the fight,
dangerous, and
but-
then before that, like we were just saying,
Yeah.
she subbed Anderson, so we'll have to.
Yep.
Hopefully, she'll be fighting again pretty soon.
Guys, I'm sorry, but I
so.
don't think Megan's going to be in the UFC this time next year, win or lose.
I think
Yeah,
I think she's
you
got
just saying they're gonna-
she's
you
got
think
to
they're
rip
gonna-
off a couple wins.
You think
You're
they're going to
saying
shut
that.
down? You think?
Yeah, I think they're going to shut down 145.
All right, so you don't think because of has nothing to do with
Skills
her personally
or
or
no.
anything like that? Just
No, she's
you think,
cool.
You think the division's gone?
Yeah, the division's gone. She can't make 135. No
She
point in being
cannot.
stupid.
She's
make
too
one-
tall.
not
She's too tall.
Fucking
No.
close to
No,
135.
she's a true 145er. Same with Cyborg.
She has a
Cyborg
tough
can't
weight
make
to get to
135.
145. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they're just begging Megan Anderson to finally win a fight so that Megan can fight for the title. That's what I feel like they're doing. They want Megan to fight Amanda Nunes for the 145 title.
You think so?
Yep,
It's
because
funny, they
it's the
don't
only
even-
145er that anyone knows in the UFC.
They don't even have rankings for the women's featherweight.
There's two. There's Jermaine DeRandamy when she feels like fighting at 145, and Megan Anderson. That's it.
Holly Holm fights at 145.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And she already just lost to.
Kat Zingano, but she just got released. And then there's Chris Cyborg, who just got released.
That's it.
Yeah, Holly Holm isn't even listed in bantamweight.
145 is done. I mean, Felicia Spencer's at 145 too. She's cool.
Surprising.
Yeah,
Oh,
Spencer.
there she is. Okay, never mind. She's listed in bantamweight.
I mean, I guess.
I was really confused there for a second. I'm going, well, where the hell
Oh, and
is
this
she
chick
then?
right here, this Dos Santos lady, this is her
Debut.
It's her
Santos
debut,
lady.
isn't it?
It's her debut, so
Yeah.
they
She could be tough.
just signed her, so they're signing fighters. Who knows when she got signed? It's
They
her
may have
first
signed
fight for the
her
UFC,
specifically to fight Megan Anderson in Australia.
but, like she could
though.
have a one-fight contract. It's definitely possible.
Although-
It could also be possible that she goes on absolute tear and is absolutely amazing, and they have to save 145 just for this Dos Santos girl.
The same
be.
way that they're saving flyweight for the men.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, same type of deal, dude. What do you think about that? You think flyweight's gone, or do you think it's gonna keep going?
Depends.
Hmm.
A lot of people like Cejudo. Maybe not like. A lot of people pay attention to Cejudo.
Yep.
So
Uh,
if he keeps fighting at 125 and he can,
There's
I
a
don't
lot
wanna
of
say-
talent. There's a lot of talent in that weight class.
I don't want to say
Joseph Benavidez.
easily make
Yeah,
that weight,
there you go.
but how small he is, he can fairly easily make that weight.
It's really
Yeah.
how many title fights can you have? We have Cejudo versus Benavidez, Cejudo versus Sergio Pettis, and
Sergio.
You're just going to have
That's it.
Cejudo fighting every 4 months for a title. Every 4 months he's going to be defending his title.
Sure.
Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I mean, if he can keep doing it, you'd
3 fights a year.
have a pretty. I mean, say he did that for 2 years straight, you'd have a pretty good.
That's 6 fights.
But I mean, tell me he wouldn't be considered to be one of the better UFC fighters of all time if he goes on
Absolutely.
on a streak like that and manages to defend
I
two
mean, he's already
divisions
he's
for a
already
year or
he's already
something.
definitely like in the conversation.
Just because of what he's done.
Yeah, because of what he's done so far, he's definitely in that conversation.
let's see him defend some belts.
Beating
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse, you know, and then
Beating Money
beating
Mouse
TJ,
when he
and
was
then-
one of the most dominant fighters in the UFC.
yeah, and then beating TJ, and then
Yeah.
beating Marlon Moraes, who's a fucking assassin.
Especially after going down early
And
to
a big
Moraes.
guy too.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
want to say that Mighty Mouse. I feel like Mighty Mouse at 100% motivated. Mighty Mouse beats Cejudo again.
Still?
If they fight again, he beats him.
Yep, Mighty Mouse. I really don't think he was motivated for that fight. He wanted out. He was applauding him even before the announcement. He didn't want to win. He didn't want to be in the UFC. He wanted to lose that fight. He wanted to be out. That's the way I see it.
I don't agree with you whatsoever. I don't think he wanted to lose the fight at all. I don't think that was in his mind for a second.
Maybe didn't want to lose, but maybe didn't
Put full
care
effort.
that much if he didn't
Nope.
win.
I don't
Just
think
know
he
what
put
I
full
mean?
effort
I
into
can
it.
see you saying he just maybe wasn't all there.
He didn't put
He's
effort.
not
Fight.
fully
He
motivated.
just wasn't into
Fully
the fight.
motivated.
He's not
Okay,
fully motivated.
sure. But I don't think he wanted to lose the fight.
No,
I don't think
I
he
don't
was,
think he actively
Oh, I'm gonna
wanted
go
to
out
lose.
here and
No,
fight
no, no,
my
no.
ass off, but hopefully I lose.
I don't think there's any of these
Like,
guys that ever go in
that-
going, "Hey, I hope I get knocked out."
Maybe that's
or
not what you
something
meant,
like
but
that.
that's
He-
kind of what it
he
sounded
wanted
like
to
you
be
were
out of the
saying.
UFC.
Okay, you wanted to leave the UFC, but I don't think you wanted to lose the fight though. You can win. You can win a fight and then still fucking leave the UFC.
Cyborg.
Just vacate the. You'd vacate. You don't even. You can leave even if you're tired. You just vacate the belt and fucking leave. Like I don't think he wanted to lose. I think he definitely wanted to win the fight. I just think he wanted out of the UFC. I agree with
100%
that.
wanted to win that fight.
I think he
Motivated.
definitely wanted to fucking win that fight.
Not 100%.
Maybe he didn't give 100% effort for some reason, maybe subconsciously, but I don't think he purposefully didn't give a shit about the fight and didn't care if he won or lost. I don't think so. Not a guy like him. Not that type of fighter. Not that type of person.
Especially when he goes right on to fighting in another.
Maybe just mentally he wasn't in it all the way.
No, I think that's
I can go with that.
saying.
I'll accept that.
Yeah, no, I think that's basically what he's saying. It's just wasn't completely into it.
Sure.
Just, hey, I don't necessarily want to lose a fight, but it obviously didn't look like it broke him up that much to lose it.
No.
Okay.
The way you see some of these guys, like, well, I don't even want to mention.
Frankie Edgar going, oh, no. No, split decision, no.
No, I don't even get that, but.
What were we going to say?
Just stupid Kevin Lee crying in a corner.
Kevin Lee.
I totally thought I won. No, you didn't.
He gets too much time. He gets too much time
when
on
he
this
fought Al?
podcast.
Yeah, we give him way too much time.
Randomly?
Sure.
Randomly?
Go ahead, dude.
Randomly. So, we were talking about Usman not fighting for like 9 months or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Askren would have fought 3 times since then.
Yep. Very true. Robert Whittaker, granted it was because of a serious injury, hasn't fought in 15,
But that's what I mean, though.
16 months.
Hernia.
Yeah.
Like, his insides exploded.
Just saying, 9 months, 16 months.
Yeah.
I know it was a legitimate injury.
And they interimed the belt.
Yep, they did. Didn't strip him.
No, I know. I didn't say they should strip Covington either, or Usman either. But at some point, they would have had
Is
to
that a
be
Freudian slip, sir?
No, he's not going to fucking beat Usman. Yeah, no, I don't think he would have beat Tyron Woodley.
Yeah. I don't think so either.
No.
I don't think Kobe would have done it.
No. He's too small.
I think I'm done here. You guys got anything else?
That was it. Just that this dude
me.
needs to fight more, otherwise he needs to give up his fucking belt.
Sure, man.
Or let somebody interim it.
All right. We need comments. We need likes. We need subscribers.
Yes. All that good stuff.
Give it a thumbs up.
Yep.
Stylebender's going to win.
I believe next week I will have my new microphone. We'll have booms and all that good stuff.
Boom shit.
We got lots of
Boomsticks.
sound pads.
Stay tuned because we have some cool things planned for this podcast that's going to take it to another level.
Some cool shit. Next level, motherfuckers.
Squirtle Cup.
We good?
Squirtle Cup.